Hey, what's up guys, Ben here, welcome back to another video on my channel, FilmFanatic, and today we are reviewing the new M.Night film, Split. Split's a film I've been excited for a very long time. The film follows James McAvoy's character Kevin, who has 23 different personalities in his head. One of these personalities kidnaps these 3 girls from a parking lot and keeps them captive in a basement. Each personality reacts to these 3 girls differently. For example, there's one called Hedwig, which is a 9-year-old boy, and he kind of gets on with the girls, he has a little bit of fun with them. He doesn't fully trust them though. You have another character called Dennis, who's a lot tougher, he's a lot sterner. He realises that these girls are here for a reason. I will get to that, and he's a lot scarier. He's the violent, he's the protector of Kevin, so to speak. He's the protective side of his brain. And the other character that we see a lot of is Miss Patricia. She's a woman, she's almost, I want to say, like a motherly figure to Kevin, to Dennis, to Hedwig, to all these personalities, but she's also rules with an iron fist. These 3 girls are trapped in this basement and they are trying desperately to get out while fighting against all these different people. We also see that Kevin has been going to a therapist with this, Dr. Fish, and she's aware of all 23 personalities. She feels she's got them under control. She feels that she has a good relationship with them, and so she can kind of get on with them and she doesn't have anything to fear. However, we learn that she does not know in fact about Dennis or Miss Patricia, and she isn't aware that they are taking over the body. So with these personalities running wild, we suddenly learn that there's actually a 24th personality referred to as the Beast. We are told that people who suffer from DID can actually change their body shape, change their body form using only their mind. Now we then learn there's a lot more to James McAvoy than meets the eye. He's not just a simple person with all these people running about his head. In fact, he is a monster. We can see that this beast has almost superhuman strength, not to the fact of Superman or anything like that, but he can bend metal bars. We can also see that he can climb on walls and ceilings as well. And so the whole film we are almost scared of these personalities who are also telling us there's someone coming for the girls. And of course the girls have no idea what they're talking about, they just see this crazy guy who turns into all these different people every time he talks to them. Eventually when they discover that there is in fact a beast, there is in fact a monster in this person who wants to kill them, they realise just how much of a serious situation they're in. And so once the 3 girls are separated, it is down to our main character Kelsey to try and break out. In terms of the film itself, I would say that M.Night is back to his best. It's become a little bit of a taboo regarding M.Night whenever they see it's directed, written, or in most cases written and directed by him, they tend to get a little bit of a bad feeling. And that's because, to be fair, he's had quite a few stinkers. Quite a lot of films who did live up to the hype they got. Maybe he hyped them up a little bit more. Maybe the concept itself was good, but then he ruined it. And the way he tried to make twists out of it and stuff, I understand that. This movie was very well written. The dialogue itself, none of it seemed cheesy, none of it seemed out of place, which has been a problem with other M. Night Shyamalan movies. It looked like him, and I don't know if he has a writing team or something, really tried to make this the best movie they possibly could. In terms of his direction, it was very M. Night Shyamalan. It was a lot of cool camera angles, a lot of close-ups, there's a lot of flashbacks, and that happens in M. Night Shyamalan, we get that. But in terms of acting, and it was the acting that stood out most in this. The majority of the time in an M. Night Shyamalan movie, the acting may be quite good, but it's overshadowed by his direction and his writing, or the kind of weird twists he tries to put into it. A lot of times it's totally overshadowed, but I can really say James McAvoy ran the show. Watching him physically change himself from personality to personality, from him playing a 9-year-old kid to him playing, I assume, like a 30-year-old, almost ex-Marine-like, very masculine, very tough, very strong, and then totally flip that to a woman who seemed very posh, very gentle. To physically watch that transformation, it was amazing, it really was. It's just tiny things. It was one scene in particular, and if you're going to go watch this, which I really do recommend you do, look out for this scene. It's when he is sitting in the therapist's office and she asks if she can speak to some of the other personalities, and you physically see him morph the way he sits, morphs the way he holds himself, morphs the way he talks, morphs his eye contact with her. It's odd, it's rare, and it's amazing. There's another scene that's similar to it, and again I think actually the second scene's better than the therapist one, where he's talking to the girl, one of the girls who got captured, and she's begging with him, she's pleading with him, and you physically watch him change to 3 or 4 personalities. I think it was actually 5 or 6. You see him as Kevin, you see him as this other personality, you see him as another woman, and then you see it click. You see these evil personalities starting to come back into it. You see Hedwig turn up. You see the way he kind of starts shaking his head and craning his neck. And that physically morphs him into this kid. His voice becomes different. He gets a lisp. He turns into Dennis, holds himself strong, then turns into the woman. It was amazing to watch. It was a masterclass in acting. It really, really was. So James McAvoy was the big pulling point for this movie. And don't get me wrong, the plot itself was really, really cool. A man with multiple personalities kidnaps these three girls, keeps them hostage, and it's kind of up to them to break out. It's a good concept, but I found it overshadowed by James McAvoy stealing the show. Now, people could say the same about Heath Ledger when he played the Joker in Batman The Dark Knight, that the kind of rest of the movie was overshadowed by his amazing performance, and I think that's the case for this movie. Because all the things I've read about, all the reviews I've seen, it's all about James McAvoy, and to be fair, he deserves it. The film is an incredible experience. It's extremely enjoyable. It's a really great viewing experience. It's a thriller. You're on the edge of your seat the whole time. And like an M.Night Shyamalan movie, it always has a twist. Now, since one of his, I think it was actually his first movie, The Sixth Sense, it's arguably one of the biggest movie twists of all time. It's one that's still talked about a lot today. He's tried to recreate that in kind of a lot of movies he's done. He's tried to recreate that amazing, I had no idea twist at the end. Throughout the whole film, me and my friend Ryan were trying desperately to figure out what this twist was. We had a few ideas here and there we threw out to each other. There was one where one of the girls he kidnapped, the kind of main girl, and James McAvoy were somehow related. We had theories that she herself had multiple personalities and they were interacting individually to James McAvoy's personalities. We had a few ideas with that. We found out that the twist was in fact that the M.Night Shyamalan movie Unbreakable and this movie Split are in the same universe. You know that? Well, at the end of the film, when we find out that James McAvoy is still on the run, he's still out there somewhere, the police haven't caught him, how many multiple personalities who are willing to kill are still on the streets. Maybe a Split 2, who knows? It cuts to a diner and we see a woman saying, "This kind of reminds me of a case that happened a few years ago. A guy in a wheelchair." Pan round, there's Bruce Willis sitting in the seat with the name tag done. And he says, "Mr. Glass." She walks away. So overall, the movie is an incredibly enjoyable event. It's a thriller to watch. James McAvoy's performance is above the rest. I would say this is his best performance ever. It's truly spectacular for someone to pull off that many people, that many personalities, that many ideas in one performance. It blows your mind, and like I said, he should 100% be nominated for an Oscar for this role. I would say M. Night Shyamalan's back to his best if he can keep recreating this thriller that he's brought upon the world. We might see a rebirth of him. So if you guys are into thrillers, horrors, or psychological thrillers, mysteries, anything like that, this movie is for you. I would give the movie a 5 out of 5. I'd say it's a 5-star film all the way there. I've seen a lot of people reviews saying 5-star, a lot of people saying 4-star. I say more 4 than 5, but for me it's a 5-star movie. That's pretty much it for me today, guys. Be sure to leave in the comment section, what did you think of Split? Leave me your rating out of 5 in the comment section down below. I hope you guys liked it, because I really did. If you enjoyed this review, go ahead, leave a like rating down below. I really do appreciate it, guys. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss some more FilmFanatic content. I'll see you next week, guys. Take care. Bad douche.